This I did for electronic devices. It is a foil sealing machine. Okay. To give you background about this foil sealing, all our this medical tablet bottles or Nescafe and there is a foil on the top. Okay. That foil acts as a pilfer proof device, means if somebody opens it and takes out the content, then it is visible. The other function of this foil is it keeps the content intact, because the coffee and many of the ingredients we are storing inside the package, they are hygroscopic, means it absorbs moisture. Okay. So, the whole this machine actually helps to seal your that top foil, that is the foil sealing machine. Technology, this is developed by the electronic devices. They were one of the market leaders in India and also exporting the machine. They were working on the next generation touch panel and all that, and they approached me and I started looking at, and again the process is same, the user centric innovation, the operator how he is assembling the machine, and operator where he is actually using it in the actual assembly line of the product. Of course, current design and trends and all that is one important stage. Understanding how it is assembled at the shop floor, that is one of the critical element, and then you can actually design it so that the fellow, that mechanic, okay, his life can be made easy. Not only that, but when you start looking at it from this point of view, you come out with a better organization of inside element. And here we could really make it very compact by reorganizing inside element. So, there are fans, the quite complex electronics inside, and a lot of copper, because it is induction heating. Okay. The technology is theirs, and I just started working on reorganizing elements. Okay. This was their existing chassis, and they were mounting, and step by step different PCBs were mounted, the fans were mounted, the coil was mounted, and so I started looking at, can I detail it out so that it is easier for assembly, can I save time there. Okay. Whatever you save on time, it is total saving, right, reduction in cost. So, this is their existing machine. So, I propose something else. I reduce the frame. Okay. The mounting of coil, which was quite complex in the existing, I changed the whole mounting, and now it is easier for mounting and maintenance and everything. The way angles are mounted here, okay, they are different as compared to existing. The angles were L section, they were inside, okay, in the existing thing. I am actually proposing the flanges should be outside, so that I can insert it very easily. Okay. Otherwise, the operator was having the problem, okay, of inserting the PCBs and mounting it, screwing it up and all that. So, it goes straight way down. Earlier design, he has to insert it at an angle and okay, make it comfortable. Coil plate, intermediate supports, riveted L section, and all those details. Now, they used to assemble this whole machine. Now, it is a pedestal mounted machine. Pedestal means there is a column, there is a base, reasonable heavy base, and this is machine, okay, because conveyor belt is moving below. which is taking those filled bottles and continuously, it is like a online continuous machine. Per minute about 60 to 80 bottles per minute can be sealed. Okay. They used to assemble it totally, pack it in wooden crates and send it across. They were exporting this machine. Okay, but wooden crate export is really problematic. You must have the certificate that the wood is fumigated. It is not carrying fungus. Many countries do not accept this. Okay? Not only that, but when you pack it like this, look at the volume. Na? Okay? You are not transporting machine, you are transporting air. Costly affair. Okay? So, I started looking at all this and came out with the proposal which really brought down the cost. I am going to show how. Major thing, I said no more wooden crates. It is criminal to cut the trees. Okay? As far as possible, I avoid using wood for packaging and all that. Why I am cutting trees? Okay? So, again looking at the pedestal mounted products, na? What is current trend? This is another machine, imported one, foreign competitor. It must have the height adjustment, because my bottle, it may be 50 mm tall or it may be 150 mm tall. Okay, the conveyor belt, I can't change the conveyor belt height. So, the sealer must change. So, there is an adjustment there. So many products, okay, the pedestal grinding machine, pedestal milling machine and X-rays and keyboards, and there as a designer I was looking at the features which can contribute to the aesthetics. Okay. One has to study all these parallel products. Then I started working on actual models. So, not only the shape, but I came out with the basic change in the approach of the assembly. I said we must go for the modular assembly. Okay? Modular means pedestal is separate, column is separate and machine is separate. Pack it in 3 corrugated boxes. That is the advantage. Okay, corrugated boxes, paper boxes are accepted all over the world. So, different models, rounded one, chamfered one, and then adding some graphical element on the top, na? Because there is lot of cooling, there is lot of copper, and induction heating means power electronics is there inside. Okay? It generates lot of heat. There are big fans also to remove the hot air, but then instead of providing grills, can I add some more graphical element and create a air supply path, okay, which makes the statement. So, it can change the look. Na? Okay. Then of course, the computer model, but I would like to show you actually the samples which I carried with me. Okay, these were the samples. 1/5 scale model, and you have to think about how you are going to carry it. And always my clients get japped up when I carry the models like this. Okay, because this is the first impression. No? Don't carry it in that plastic thaili and make the impression. The concept, I said modular concept. Okay. And I could explain it, na? This is removed, this is removed, pack it in 3 different. There was no issue about getting impressed with this basic idea. He said, yes, 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 that's fantastic. Even the way models are made, that's, I'm good at the model making, and also this tells you the material, the construction, this is like a sheet metal. Okay. Of course, this shape was bit difficult to achieve in sheet metal. In production, yes, okay, but the thermocol model, biofoam model, like this, na? The biofoam and various material, but the way you present and carry is very important. Then we started working on the computer models also, but believe me, the models, actual physical models, the small scale, the client really most of the time is impressed because of this. Because the computer models, they are good, I am not saying they are not good, you can actually rotate and show everything, but you do not get the feel, and this you can handle, na? That modularity concept, just when I showed it how I am assembling, he said, fantastic sir, we want it. Okay, so you have to plan for presentation and how to impress your client. So can I put the side covers and just have the sheet metal bending, and the side covers can be in FRP, or if the scale of production increases, I can go for the injection molding and all those possibilities. All these were very straightforward, doable thing. Okay, client was saying, no sir, I'm still not really getting what I want. Okay, my product is going to be futuristic. You have to keep on working. But this concept he liked very much. Okay. So these were 4 models. Then I started changing the very straight forms to quite different forms. Okay. Big slope downward, big radius, and he liked that option 5 and 6 and the combination of that, and this is what was selected. Of course, that depression, in final model we have removed that depression, because in manufacturing it was adding to a reasonable increase in cost. So, we removed that, but still it is really good looking product. These were again the small models as compared to that, and this is the final first proto. We made the depression. The same model was displayed at Hanover Fair. Now, this is what is the byproduct of product design. Okay. It is better aesthetics, but one observation, okay, when I visited shop floor, I saw a empty paper teacup kept on the top of the machine. Okay. It is like a misuse of machine. Na? Some operator might have just kept the, but it was empty. But just imagine that somebody keeps the filled teacup and something happens and tea falls down. What is going to be? It is electronic, okay? It can result into a major fire. That one observation, I used it as a real kickstart to new concept. I said forward sloping, which will not allow misuse of the machine top. And it gave me the real good possibility of coming out with a better dynamic looking. That is important. Look at what I could achieve. From 140 kilo, which was earlier machine, I reduced it to 80.
This is just by rearranging.
Huh?
Just by rearranging.
Rearranging, making it compact, and the pedestal weight is still there. The column, that same rigid column, okay, machine. Isn't it substantial? Almost 40%. Look at the freight cost reduction. Earlier machine he was spending $1,250 export to USA, $300, because now I am going for the paper corrugated boxes and it is eco-friendly, it is green design. No? Exporting to Germany is otherwise a problem. He is exporting to USA, Germany and many other countries. At Hanover Fair. That is old one and new one. Height is reduced and all those, na, the components making it compact is the contribution. In last DDS I could get the actual working machine here. So, we have video. Okay, maybe you can stop recording, you can borrow the video and pick up the only real good. Should I increase the volume? Or it may not. It was working machine and we need the external speaker. Is it possible to connect them?
I think we'll do it.
Okay, okay. But I am explaining actually how the, okay, that foil is inside the cap and at filling station, you feel the content, it may be liquid, it may be powder, it may be your tablet, capsules and all that. Okay, so there is a filling station. The bottle and these come forward on the conveyor belt, it is a continuous conveyor belt. This machine is mounted there, and per minute 60 to 80 or 100 depending on what is the size of your cap. It can be single line, it can be double line, if it is a smaller bottle up to 6-inch cap foil they can seal in one go.
This is sealing with the cap on.
Yeah, sealing on cap on. Induction. Okay. So, when the product really comes out like this, you feel happy, yes, you have done something.